Good morning, Mr. Washington. Can you hear me? Mr. Washington, can you hear me?
Hello?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everyone else, can you speak up? Make sure that everyone can hear each other.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Can you hear us all, Mr. Washington?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, my name is Julia Hayes. I preside over County Criminal Court number 2, which is where your case is assigned. We're on the record in cause number. Give me 1 second. Let me fix this. We're on the record in cause number M2054546, the state of Texas versus Michael Washington. This is a hearing for purposes of the defendant entering an agreed plea. Therefore, the state of Texas has waived its appearance. The court's court reporter, the court's probation officer, assistant public defender, Mr. James Spangler II, and the defendant, Mr. Washington, are all appearing over Zoom video conference. Mr. Washington, please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're going to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Also in compliance, you can put your hand down. Also in compliance with the public courts laws, this plea is being live streamed on YouTube. Mr. Washington, are you Michael Washington?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your date of birth?
11/25/79.
Did you agree that we conduct your plea over Zoom video conference?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the range of punishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you discussed your rights with your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to have a trial?
No, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you believe your client is mentally competent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Washington, what is your plea?
No contest.
I accept your plea of no contest, find you guilty of this offense. Hold on 1 second. Sentence you to, hold on, I'm having a hard time seeing this paperwork. Sentence you to 180 days in jail, probated for 21 months. Also assessing a $1,200 fine plus court costs. As long as you meet your probation conditions, you'll be able to stay out of jail in your case. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Jackson, do you have anything you want to add?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Washington.
How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Miss Kelleher is your supervising officer
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
for your felony case. So you are what we consider a dual supervision. You report to her for both cases, but I will still need you to call that number, condition number 11, I think it is, for misdemeanor orientation, and just tell them that you do have a felony officer, and they'll connect that file with your felony file.
Okay.
And I see you're sitting in a car. So do you have a vehicle? Is that your vehicle?
No, I don't have a vehicle. I'm I'm at work actually.
Okay. So do you already have a portable device or an interlock device?
I have an interlock device, but it's on me and my wife share a car. So
Okay.
yeah.
So it's in your wife's car.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it will need to stay in your wife's car because this is a deeded by a second reduced to a first. So it have to stay in her car for the duration of your probation term.
Okay, but I do have a chance on getting it off early, right?
I'll defer that to the Honorable Hayes to make that decision. But in my 25 years as a probation officer, I have not seen that come off early because you do have two deeded by convictions.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Spangler, do you have anything you want to add at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. I was going to ask the court to probate the fine in this case. I spoke with Ms. Lessing. The state doesn't have an objection, and the costs related to different terms of probation are, there's multiple of them. He has to pay for the ignition airlock device monthly, plus classes, plus there's a substance abuse component along with the felony, and he'll have to pay most likely for at least standard outpatient as a condition of probation. So that was my request.
Okay, so I'll probate the fine. Mr. Washington, what that means is, as long as you meet your probation conditions, you will not have to pay the $1,200 fine.
Okay.
However, if you violate your probation conditions, even just one of them, then that $1,200 fine kicks back in. So it's really up to you whether or not you end up having to pay that fine.
Okay.
Okay. Also, there was some paperwork submitted in order to complete your plea that your attorney signed on both his and your behalf. That paperwork includes the Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 3914 compliance form, the judicial admonition of defendant's rights and plea agreement, and the waiver of rights, consent to plea by video teleconferencing. Did you authorize your lawyer to sign those forms on your behalf?
Yes, I did.
The court takes judicial notice of the defendant's authorization that Mr. Spangler signed the aforementioned documents on his behalf. I'm going to stop the line.